All right, let's talk about something huge. We're going to dive into a story where cutting-edge AI is colliding with, one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make, buying a home. Specifically, we're going to unpack this big news about Redfin's new ChatGPT plugin and what it could mean for, well, the future of how all of us hunt for houses.
So let's just start with a big question. Kind of frame this whole thing. I want you to forget for a second about all that endless scrolling and clicking through a million filter menus. Just picture this. What if you could just talk to an AI to find your dream home? Does that sound like science fiction, or is it actually already here?
Okay, let's dive right in. Look, generative AI, and especially ChatGPT, it's everywhere, right? It's in our inboxes, it's helping us plan vacations. It was really only a matter of time before it set its sights on something much, much bigger.
And honestly, the real estate market is the perfect high-stakes challenge for AI. Think about it. It's this world that's super complex, it's emotional, and it is just swimming in data. It's practically begging to be simplified by something new.
And that brings us to the main event here, Redfin. The real estate giant just made a huge move, and it puts this whole AI-powered future directly into our hands.
Now, the key thing to get here is that this isn't some separate app you have to download on your phone. No, it's a tool you use right inside ChatGPT itself. So you could be chatting with the AI about anything, and then in that exact same conversation, you can pull in all of Redfin's powerful search tools. So what can this thing actually do? Well, yeah, of course you can find listings, but the real magic is how you do it. You can ask about neighborhoods, you can get market trends, and this is the real game changer, you can refine your search just by talking. So instead of going back to that annoying page of checkboxes, you can just say, okay, but show me something with a bigger yard, or hey, what about homes in a better school district? It's a totally different experience. And Redfin's Senior VP of Product, Ariel Dos Santos, she puts it pretty plainly. The whole goal here is to transform the search process from this, rigid, mechanical task into a natural conversation, kind of like you'd have with a real-life real estate agent.
And look, this wasn't some sudden pivot for Redfin. The move into ChatGPT is really just the next logical step. They'd actually already launched a similar conversational feature on their own website back in November 2023, so they were already signaling, hey, this is the direction we're headed.
But here's the thing. Redfin might be the one making headlines right now, but they are definitely not alone in this. This is all part of a much bigger industry-wide race to figure out AI. Just look at this timeline. It shows you how incredibly fast things are moving. Zillow was actually the first to jump in, launching its ChatGPT app back in October 2023. Redfin followed up with its own website feature just a month later. And then, by the end of the year, even Google was piloting a program. This is not just a trend, people. It's a full-on sprint.
Okay, but all of this super fast-paced innovation, it's running head-on into a huge potential roadblock. And that roadblock is the old-school, established rules of the real estate industry. This is where the story gets, it gets really complicated.
So to really get what's going on here, we have to talk about something called IDX licensing agreements. It all starts with the MLS, the multiple listing service. Just think of that as the giant shared database of every single home for sale. Now, IDX agreements are basically the really strict rule books that say who gets to display that data and how. Here's an analogy. The rules let a TV network broadcast a football game, right? But they don't let them just give the raw camera feeds to anybody to stream on their own channel. Same idea. And that is the core of the problem. You've got critics raising this huge red flag. They're arguing that by piping all this sensitive MLS data into a third-party platform, like ChatGPT, companies like Zillow and Redfin might actually be breaking those fundamental rules. So the whole debate really boils down to this. On one side, you've got the goal of creating a better, more natural experience for you, the user, using AI. But on the other side, there's this really serious criticism. The argument is that the rules were written for a reason, to make sure data is accurate and to protect everybody involved. And those rules might say you can only display this data on your own company website, not on some outside platform like ChatGPT. It's a classic case, right? Technology is just moving way faster than the regulations. So, with this battle brewing between the tech innovators and the rule makers, where does all this leave the average person trying to buy a home? Let's get to the big takeaway here. When you strip everything else away, this is the real heart of the change. What we're seeing is a fundamental shift in how we interact with data, period. The old way, clicking endless checkboxes, that's giving way to a new era where we can simply talk to our technology to find what we're looking for.
And that leaves us with a massive question for the future. As this kind of conversational AI becomes the new normal, who gets to write the rules? Is it going to be the tech innovators, the ones pushing the boundaries? Or is it going to be the industry regulators who are trying to maintain order and protect data? Man, there is no easy answer here, but it's a debate that is absolutely going to shape how we all find our next home. Thanks for tuning in.